Alright, so here is our official test between the A7 Mark V and the A7S. Testing overall image quality and image noise and video. We're recording both at 24 frames a second with a shutter of 1/48th speed. Currently the aperture is at f2.8. Now the first difference we might see right off the bat is that the A7S probably looks just a smidge darker, and that's because both of these cameras are sitting at their base ISO. And the base ISO on the A7S right now is 640, while the base ISO on the A7V is 800. White balance is set to 4200 Kelvin on both. So again, this is 640 on the A7S and 800 on the A7V. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I should also mention that the A7V is shooting with the Sony 90mm macro at 2.8, and the A7S is shooting with the 70-200 G Master Mark I at f2.8. And it's zoomed in roughly to 90mm. I tried to get the framing as close to each other as I possibly could. Anyway, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ramp up the ISO on the A7S to 800. So now it's at ISO 800, and the A7V is at ISO 800. And both of these are shooting with the same picture profile, which is S-Log3 S-Gamut3 Cine. Let's just double check and make sure that that is also the case on the A7V, S-Log3 S-Gamut3 Cine. Yep, good. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start boosting the ISO on both of these guys simultaneously. So this is ISO 1000 on both. Alright, had to step away for just a second, so the lighting might have changed just a little bit, but we're still at ISO 1000. This is now ISO 1250 on both. ISO 1600 on both. ISO 2000 on both. $2500. $3200. $4,000. $5,000. Aperture is still at 2.8 on both. 6,400. $8,000. $10,000. And the next stop up on the A7S will be that dual base 12,800, where we should see the noise clean up. We'll see how it compares on the A7V. So this is now 12,800 on both the A7S and A7V. 16,000. 20,000. 25,600. 32,000. 40,000. All right, I think both of these guys might be clipping now. Could be wrong about that. 51,200. The a7v might be doing a little bit more shifting of the focus. It seems to really be kind of hunting around, not in a bad way, but it's clearly finding some different spots to focus on. I think I just heard it, the 90mm trying to refocus. So this is 64,000. At this point, I do have the lines on top and bottom of the a7v's ISO 64,000, so maybe that's an indicator of not an optimal ISO range, maybe losing dynamic range. 80,000 ISO on both cameras. Let's see what happens if we stop down our aperture so we can get our levels into more of a mid-range. This is f5 on both. ISO 80,000, f5. f5.6. 6.3. This is f6.3 at ISO 80,000. Let's take our ISO up again. This is 102,400. And once again, we're going to stop down. This is 7.1. Let's just go ahead and knock it down to f8. f8 at 102,400. This is ISO 128,000. ISO 160,000 on the a7s. The a7v cannot go any higher on the ISO. It caps out at 102,400. So the a7v is done. The a7s can keep bumping up. We're now at 204,800 ISO, so I'm going to stop down again to f10 here. This is f10 on the lens, 204,800 ISO. 256,000. Let's just take it up to 320,000. I'll stop down to f13. 320,000, f13. 409,600. And we'll leave it here at f16. 409,600, and that's as far as we can go. We'll open the lens back up to f14. There we go. Alright, so here we are. The final result, f8 on the a7v with 102,400, and f14 at 409,600.